The ongoing conflict between the United States and Iran has entered a complex and uncertain phase where battlefield actions, economic pressure, and diplomacy are all colliding. While it is too early to call it a loss for the US, recent developments suggest that Washington is facing growing challenges. Ultimatums versus ground reality. US President Donald Trump has repeatedly issued strong ultimatums to Iran, including threats of further strikes if key demands like reopening the Strait of Hormuz are not met. However, despite these warnings, Iran has continued launching waves of strikes. Military escalation has not fully deterred Tehran. The conflict remains active across multiple fronts. This gap between US warnings and Iran's continued response raises questions about how effective US pressure really is. Energy crisis hits the world. One of the biggest consequences of the war is the global energy shock. The Strait of Hormuz, which carries nearly 20% of the world's oil, has been disrupted. Oil prices have surged to above $100 per barrel. Fuel prices and inflation are rising worldwide. Even countries far from the conflict, including India, are feeling the pinch through higher petrol, LPG, and transport costs. The war has shown that even the US cannot fully shield itself or the world from global oil market disruptions. Economic pressure mounting on the US. Initially, the US believed its strong oil production would cushion the impact, but that assumption is now being tested. Rising exports are tightening domestic supply. Fuel prices are increasing for American consumers. Political pressure is building ahead of elections. Experts say once oil prices spike globally, no country can remain immune for long. Signs the US wants an exit. Despite aggressive rhetoric, there are clear signs that Washington may be looking for a way out. The US has paused certain strikes for diplomacy talks. Trump has spoken about being very close to agreements. Reports suggest advisors are pushing for a quicker end to the war due to rising costs. This indicates that the US may be trying to declare victory and de-escalate, rather than prolong the conflict. Iran still holding ground. At the same time, Iran appears far from backing down. Continued missile and drone strikes, refusal to fully accept US conditions, denial of direct negotiations in some cases. This suggests Iran still has leverage, especially through its ability to disrupt global energy flows. So is the US losing? Not exactly, but it's not a clear win either. Militarily, the US claims success in targeting Iran's capabilities. Strategically, Iran continues to resist and retaliate. Economically, the war is hurting global and US markets. Politically, pressure is growing to end the conflict quickly. So the situation is less about victory or defeat and more about who can sustain the pressure longer. Right now, the US appears to be seeking an exit while maintaining a position of strength, but Iran's continued resistance and the global energy crisis mean the conflict is far from settled.